Hello everyone, FLASHRABBIT here again in my single player Let's Play Survival World. As you can see, I'm stood in front of my rabbit warren, the dome that I built over the hole into the second abandoned mine. Since you were last here, I've done a little bit to the world just to pretty it up a bit. I'm going to turn around and I'll show you what I've done. So if you remember last episode, I built this roof. Now I'd put an extra layer of slabs around the edge because I felt that the bottom ridge needed to be that little bit bigger, and to be honest I think it looks a lot better. I'm a lot more happy with it that way. I built this little arched bridge that goes over to the dock area because I was absolutely fed up of getting my feet wet every time I went over, and I've also done a little bit of decorating to this. As you remember, I wanted to pretty this up in the last episode, but I spent so much time on that roof I didn't get to do it, and there's not really a lot I could think to do with it really, so I just bone mealed around the area just to create a few flowers and some grass, and I think it looks okay. And also look at this, the archaeologists in the world have uncovered evidence of an ancient civilization that used to live here, so we're going to have to be careful. I have no idea who they are. Now I also wanted to build the startings of an item sorter, and I didn't get to do that either last episode. So since then, since you were last here, I've cleared out this area, this room here, because of what I thought I'd do. I'd combine the two projects of prettying up the rabbit warren and the item sorter, and combine the two projects. So I'm going to put my item sorter in here. Now I'm going to install the basic Impulse SV design actually with the overflow protection. We're going to have water streams along the top to feed into the item hoppers, the filter item hoppers, and then as time goes on I'm going to increase it. I'm going to put auto farms around the world. In the spawn chunks is the best place to do it because that way they'll always be running, and they're going to feed into this item sorter so that the items are produced in the auto farms, they come along water streams, feed into the item sorter and get all sorted out automatically. And I'm also going to put a furnace array in here as well, so we can smelt the likes of sand and stone, iron, gold, whatever we need smelting. Now my good friend Vanican is going to help me with this because he's a redstone genius, bona fide redstone genius. What he doesn't know, nobody knows. He's absolutely fantastic. So he's designing the system for me beyond the basic Impulse SV sorter, and he's going to give me instructions of what to do. We're going to build this here, and it's going to be a massive project, but I think it's going to be worth it. What I'd like to do in this episode is make a spider farm, because I've found a spider spawner in the abandoned mine down below, and I need XP. I need to be able to get XP quickly to repair tools, because I've been trading with some villagers in the village that's just over the way, behind me in that direction, and I've been trading with them. They're not the most cheap of trades, but they do. So I've got some mending books which I've put on my armour. What have we got? I've got mending on my hat, I've got mending on my chest plate, I've got mending on my leggings. I don't have it on my boots yet. I've got it on my sword, I've got it on my spade or my shovel, I've got it on my silk touch pickaxe, and I've also got a mending fortune pick. So we need to get that done. I've also got a looting sword. Now the looting enchantment that I got came with Curse of Binding, so I didn't really want to put it on a diamond sword. I don't know why, I just didn't. So I put it on an iron sword instead. So I've now got a looting 2 sword, which is absolutely fantastic. Now the villager that gave me the fortune books, I was struggling actually to get fortune 3, so I settled at fortune 2 and combined 2 books together to get myself fortune 3, and that's how I came about that. So the spider spawner is down this way, so if we go down and have a look, we'll be able to see what we need to do. Now there's a bit more digging that we need to do, obviously. We need to build a room around the spider spawner. We need to add water, a collection system, an area where we can bash the spiders to get the XP. So this is it. It's all well lit up. I think the cave spiders, I can't really tell with it spinning like that, but it does seem to have a little bit of a bluish tint, so I've got a feeling they might be cave spiders, in which case we need to build the farm a little bit differently than we would for normal spiders, because cave spiders can get through a smaller area. They can get through half a block gap, whereas spiders, regular spiders can't. So first of all, what we need to do is make a room that's 4 by 4 by 4. So 4 in this direction, along here, 4 in that direction, 4 in that direction, and 4 in that direction back here. We also need to go down 4 blocks. Above we need 3 blocks, so we're going to have to put some blocks back in there. And that's it really. Beyond that we need to build our collection system. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this room sorted out and we'll get it dug out, and I'll be back with you and show you the progress I've made. So here we are, we're back with the room dug out, everything's been cleared out, and we've now been left with a 9 by 9 room. We've got 3 block space above the spawner and a 4 block space below the spawner. And on top of the spawner I've put a half slab. The reason we put that half slab there is because when the spiders spawn, they can spawn on top of there and just idle forever. It'll just add to your mob cap, and you don't want that. So that half slab there prevents that being a spawnable space because it's the bottom half of a slab. So now what we've got to do is build the collection system. I'm going to have, it doesn't matter which wall you use, you could use any of the 4 walls. I'm going to use this one because my tunnel comes in from this direction, and that's the only reason I'm going to do it. Okay, so the next job is to put our water down. So we're going to put 2 buckets of water on the second block up, 1 and 2, like that, and that'll all flow into a funnel and bring everything to this central block here. But as you notice, the water runs out. Now we can make that run a little bit further just by breaking these blocks here in front of the water. So we're now 1 block down in front of the water, and then the last block where the water touches, break every one of those blocks like that. So now the water flows right down to this point. So from the central block we want to dig 2 blocks up, and we want to go 1 either side, so we've got a 3 by 2 corridor. And then we want to go in 3, and then we want to dig 1 block down there. So now we've got a 3 by 2, 3 by 3 by 2 room, and that's perfect because the spiders, as I say, will float down into this central point. Okay, so at the end of this 3 by 2 corridor, I've built myself a little room. I've built it 7 by 7 just to give myself plenty of space. You can do whatever you want in here. You can make it as big or as small as you like. It's entirely up to you. This is just my preference, and I've gone 3 high and cleared out some space above my head because I don't like feeling squashed. So the next thing we need to do is build our collection system. Now we need to come down into this hole. We need to dig, not with a hopper, we need to dig down 1 more, like this. And then we need to put a hopper in here. And the nozzle needs to be pointing, I'll just dig this out so you can see, the nozzle needs to be pointing forward on this hopper. So, sorry, you might not be able to see actually, but the nozzle is coming this way. And the reason for that is because we're going to put a chest there to collect all the drops that we get when we kill the spiders. The other 2 hoppers need to crouch and put it into there like that. The nozzles of these 2 hoppers are pointing into this central one. The central one is pointing right there in the middle. And then we get our chest. We put a chest in. 1 and 2, like that. So anything that goes into these hoppers, if it goes in there, it'll come to the central one and then into the chest. If it goes in there, it'll go into the central one and into the chest. So we can collect all our goodies. Done. All there's left to do now is to activate the farm, and the way you do that is by breaking the torches. And once you've broken the torches, you need to run like crazy because spiders will spawn straight away. So let's go and do that now. Okay, so here I am in the back in the farm, and I'm going to try and break these torches if I can. Would be easier without the water, but I don't like to make things too easy for myself. Oh, good grief. Right, this one should be easy because the water level is higher. There we go. Might as well get that one over there. Do that one. That one. Oh. That one. Right, I'm going to get these off the side of the spawner as well. Now, don't worry about collecting these torches because they're falling into the water stream. There they are, they're spawning already. Oh, I hate them. I hate them. Oh, they're horrible. Get away. Right, and then let's get this one, this one, this one, and this one. And what I've got to do as well, I've just noticed, I've got to get out quickly. I've got to go up and sort my tunnel out. So I'm going to build myself a way out because that's necessary. We don't want to be in there forever. I'm going to block this up so now it's nice and dark inside of that farm. The cave spiders will spawn quite happily, fall into the water as I demonstrated earlier, and meet the demise when they come up against our sword. Now, so the spider farm is finished. Let's take a look at it. What I've done is I've put some slabs along the back there to reduce this gap. We've got slabs along here with full blocks on top. We've put stairs here and trapdoors because, as I said earlier, these little things can get through a half slab space. So we need to put these trapdoors on here so it narrows the gap just that little bit so they can't get through. I've put stairs here and here because when we've whacked them we can collect the XP. So let's just demonstrate. This has been building up for maybe 10 minutes, so we'll see how much XP we actually get. Look at it, oh they're horrid, hundreds of them already in 10 minutes. Now if you're playing on a server, different things will affect the spawn rates, whether there's players around you, whether other mobs are being spawned. Because it's only me on in this world, then I can fill up the mob cap exclusively for me. So we get loads. Look at them. Oh god. Oh, if they got out, they'd absolutely wreck me. Now you've got to be careful because even though they can't get out, if you get too close, they will nip you. And if they nip you, you're going to get poisoned. You're just going to eat something. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you. So if I get too close here, oh, there we go. So then you drink your honey and you're all back to normal. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stand here and whack these, and when I've finished, oh gosh, I've got gunning again. When I've finished, I'll collect. Oh, good grief! And again, see, you've got to be really, really careful. I'm just going to get rid of this lot, and then I'll come back and we'll collect the XP, and you can see exactly how much XP you can get from one of these things. Okay, let's get the XP. Look at that, my pick is being mended. I'm getting XP and levels for enchanting, and all is good. But look, it's still going. There we go, and my pick is all but repaired, just from this little farm. And it doesn't take that long to build. So if you'd like to build one of these, go ahead. I highly recommend it. Certainly in early game, it's a fantastic way to get yourself some XP very quickly, because of course you need it. Once you've got mending on your gear, you need to mend your armour and your tools quite regularly. So it really does help. If you'd like to see a tutorial, I'm more than happy to do it for you. Just leave a comment down below, and I'll get onto that as soon as I can. But I think that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you staying around every single time. If you've liked the episode, please press the like button. And if you've really enjoyed it, consider subscribing, because it really does help the channel out loads. Look at all those spiders. And if you don't want to miss any of my videos in the future, please press the bell icon and I'll be sure to let you know when I upload one. But until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.